Guys, when I was younger, I used to read this magazine called Whatcar. In fact, I used to read Evo. I used to read several UK car magazines. The magazine just called Car, I'd read that. Yeah, I used to spend my spare money buying car magazines. Don't know what was wrong with me, but that's what I did. And well, look where it got me here today. I mean, I guess it did kind of work, strangely enough. But Whatcar, they just had their reviews. They had their award winners. They've revealed different categories, right, for the best EVs you should buy. I thought, you know what, guys, why not share some of these with you? I mean, let's get your feedback. Let's see if you agree with Whatcar on what they say are the best cars in the best small car award. They have the award for the best family car, best electric family car. They have the best electric small SUV, the best electric family SUV, the best electric seven-seater, the best electric estate car, so that means like a wagon. Best electric executive car. It's a very loose, weird term that is used in the UK, executive car. They have the best performance car, or the best electric performance car. They have the best luxury car. And finally, the Reader's Choice Award. The Reader's Choice Award to me is, well, I like their choice, but it makes no sense. It's actually kind of mental that they chose this car, but I like it. But anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. All right, best electric small car was the Mini Cooper. Mini Cooper. Honestly, I think it looks pretty rad. The interior is as bonkers and mental as ever. I mean, it has a circular screen that just makes no sense whatsoever. It's hard to use. That's the one part of this car, in my opinion, that's just mental. They should change that. I can't understand the bizarre circular screen. Other than that, it's a pretty good car. The range is doubled. I mean, the range is only about 244 miles. Not bad. Not that great compared to, say, a similarly priced Tesla Model 3 standard range, which has quite a bit more range for about the same price. But honestly, this is a pretty funky little cool looking car. Much better than the previous generation. If you've got the previous generation Mini Cooper and you're thinking, oh, don't buy one of these. Well, this one has nearly twice as much range. A much better vehicle. Would I buy one of these? For me, hell no. But if you bought one, if someone said, oh, I like these cars, I would be like, yeah, that's nice. Not a bad car. Personally, for me, the choice would be a BYD Dolphin, right? Or maybe an MG4. Anyhow, they're more affordable. Speaking of the MG4, the best electric family car actually did go to an MG. The MG4 got the best family car. So it's not really a family car, guys. It's a similar size to a Toyota Corolla, to a BYD Dolphin. Not particularly big, but, you know, I mean, honestly, it is practical. So families don't need SUVs. I have to agree with that. Me personally, you know, the boys and I, we have surfboards and bikes and we carry those around with us. So it wouldn't really work for us. Having to put surfboards on roof racks every day would be a massive pain in the butt, having to take them on and off, considering we always basically have them in the car. So for me, that wouldn't work as a family car. But for a lot of people in the UK, it's pretty damn cold. Surfing's probably not that much fun in the UK. So, you know, I think it's a great car. Is it the best family car? Well, that's debatable. I mean, I would say probably a Tesla Model Y would be much more practical for a family. The boot is literally more than twice the size in the Model Y. And that, in my opinion, just boot space, is the key reason why, for me, the MG4 is not really a family car. Is it a great car, though? I think it is. The best electric small SUV. And now here, guys, I strongly disagree with this. I believe this is a very dubious decision. The Smart #3. Literally, that's what they call it, #3. Why don't I just call it Smart 3? It's so pretentious calling it hashtag. It's like something like a 12-year-old would do. I don't understand that. Anyhow, guys, the Smart 3. It's actually not a bad car. It's just really, really, really overpriced for what you actually get for the money. $40,000, same price as a Tesla Model 3 standard range. The range is, you know, it's not too bad. Honestly, it's not a terrible car. I just did a review on this vehicle, actually, and I'll put a link in the description below to my review on this video. I just don't think it's particularly compelling for the price point. It comes with a very budget stereo. It's a 5-speaker stereo for £40,000, or around about 57,000 Australian dollars. Yeah, in my opinion, it's just a bit of an underwhelming car. Charging speed, I believe it's 200 kilowatt charging speed. It's not bad, not ground earth shattering. Kilometers range, 440 kilometers WLTP. So it's about 280 miles. 268 horsepower motor, which is 200 kilowatt. Not a bad car. I just think there's better choices out there that are, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I couldn't possibly in my mind justify this versus a Tesla Model Y or an Xpeng G6 or other cars on the market. BYD 803, much better value than this. Now, here is an unusual one, guys. Here is the best electric family SUV, the Renault Scenic E-Tech Long Range. And you know what? There's not a whole lot of choice in this segment in the UK. There is in Norway. There is in places in Europe. The UK, not a whole lot of choice. But that said, I actually think this is a really good value family car. The Renault Scenic E-Tech, in fact, has an 87 kilowatt hour usable battery. It's a pretty big battery pack, long range. It gets 380 miles of range. That's a lot more range than a Kia EV6, than a Skoda Enyaq, than a Tesla Model Y. 380 miles. And in a recent test that I saw on this vehicle in Europe by a European mega publication who tested 26 different EVs, both in winter and then again in summer, it got close to that range in the real world. It actually is a pretty damn impressive car with very good range and performance. Performance is nothing. In fact, performance is 8 seconds, 0 to 62 miles an hour, 0 to 100, but who cares, because this is a big family car. It looks good, and I actually quite like it, and it's good value for money. It's £41,000. This is, in my opinion, this is the clear winner in this space here. No one talks about this car because it's not available in many places, but it should be. It's actually really, really good. All right, next car, the best electric 7-seater. Peugeot E5008, so Peugeot E5008 or whatever you call it, that was the winner. It gets a 73 kilowatt hour battery. It has 311 miles of range. It has there's a 96 kilowatt hour battery. That one gives you more range. It's going to give you closer to around about 380 miles of range. Not bad. 211 horsepower motor. Pay a bit more, you can get a 210 kilowatt motor. I think the Kia EV9 is a much, much better car than this. Faster charging, bigger. You know, it's a legit family car. I personally don't see how this one is all that compelling. But according to Whatcar, this was the winner. It costs £49,000, so about 90,000 Australian dollars. Costs around about 65,000 US. Yeah, like I said, Kia EV9, similar price, is definitely the better choice there. Best electric estate car. So that's the best electric wagon. Now, looking at China, guys, there are so many really good wagons. In fact, even in Europe, you have the Neo ET5. In China, there's numerous. The new Nita electric wagon is just seriously incredibly good value for money. There's not really that much that you can buy in the UK when it comes to fully electric estate cars. And that might be the reason why the BMW i5 Touring eDrive 40 Sport Edition, that's one of the longest names in history. BMW i5 Touring eDrive 40 Sport Edition. Wow, what a mouthful. That could be the reason why this won. Now, to be honest, I don't really see the point of this car being in here. Yeah, it's practical. It's got a 570 litre boot. That's good. It's got, plenty of range. 335 miles of range on the standard wheels. So if you don't get the bigger wheels, you're going to get 333 miles of range. If you get aero wheels, you get 344 miles of range. It's pretty good. An 81.2 kilowatt hour size battery. Yeah, not bad. All that stuff's great, right? It's got a pretty good size boot. But the thing is, £70,000. It's like 130,000 Australian dollars. This thing is just way too expensive, in my opinion, for the average person. That's why I don't really see the point of cars like this being in a list like this, because realistically, less than 1% of the people who go and actually view this video or view their website to check out these cars are actually going to be interested in buying a car for that kind of price. That's what I think anyway. All right, best electric executive car was the Tesla Model 3. The Tesla Model 3 cost £40,000 in the UK. So a similar price to a few of the cars I've already mentioned, including the Smart 3 and the Mini Cooper. So yeah, it's not bad value. Now, yes, it's not the longest range vehicle, but if you get the long range version, it does have 390 miles of range. That's pretty good. Standard range version, 318 miles of range. Charging speed, 250 kilowatt charging speed. Obviously the Model 3, the new Highland version, has gotten rave reviews in Europe. Almost every publication has said it's one of the best EVs ever made in history. Very, very good value for money. You can charge the battery in about 25 minutes, getting to 80%. So that's pretty good, right? Performance. The standard range version, so the rear-wheel drive, the cheapest version, does it in 5.8 seconds, 0 to 62 miles an hour, 0 to 100. Obviously, the long range all-wheel drive will get you a lot more power, get you a lot more performance than that. It'll do it in about 3.94 seconds. Very, very fast, in fact. So, the Tesla Model 3, is it the best executive car? Well, I don't even know what executive means. I don't think anyone does, like business car, I think they're referring to. Yeah, I mean, it's a great car, great value for money. It's won almost every review comparison that I've seen on YouTube by every automotive publication. So, great choice. Best electric performance car, Porsche Taycan. Taycan, honestly, the upgraded Taycan, it's a good car. You can get apparently 471 miles of range with the Performance Battery Plus. It does make it a pretty heavy performance car. Anyway, if you get the smaller battery, it has 367 miles of range. So it's just been upgraded. Interestingly, the Xpeng G9 charges faster than the Porsche Taycan. That's on the overall charging speed from 10 to 80%. So we've seen that in numerous European reviews. It's kind of surprising to see that a very good value for money non-sports car, non-Porsche can charge that fast. But anyhow, the Porsche charging speed is theoretically 350 kilowatt. Doesn't do that in the real world, but it does charge very quickly. You get a full charge on this battery, 10 to 80%, probably about 20 minutes, around about 20 minutes. It's a pretty fast charging vehicle. Is it within most people's budgets? No, but hey, this is a performance car. 2.2 seconds, 0 to 62 miles an hour means that it's competitive with cars like the Zeekr 001 FR, which I drove in China, which is amazing. Personally, Zeekr 001 FR or Porsche Taycan, which car would I buy? To be honest, I much prefer the 001 FR. And I think a lot of people do. Guys, today I met another person, said to me, that's the car I want, the Zeekr 001. There's so many people saying they want that car. I get people at the gym coming up to me saying, Sam, when's that car coming? It's not, mate. I've told so many people it's not coming to Australia. Zeekr, that's a bit of a hint to you guys. There are so many people that want that vehicle. It is an alternative to the Porsche Taycan. It's much cheaper, but the Taycan, yeah, it's good. Big improvements. It'll go around the Nürburgring very, very quickly. But I still think it's a little bit big and heavy for an actual performance car. It needs to be smaller. When you see these cars in real life, they're quite a bit bigger than a 911 Turbo, Porsche 911. I think they need to make a smaller version of the Taycan that's more of a real, true performance vehicle. Best electric luxury car. Now, if this was China, there's no way this car would win. Sorry, it just wouldn't. There's too many other better options that are much cheaper and actually technologically superior, without doubt. But in Europe, or at least in the UK, I can see why they chose the BMW i7 eDrive 50 Excellence. Another mouthful. Yeah, guys, this vehicle does not appeal to me at all. The Porsche Taycan, I can see why people buy that. I think it still is, in spite of what I said, I still think it is an appealing car. To me, the eDrive 50 Excellence, I would be a bit embarrassed to drive this car. I just think it looks like a monstrosity. It's kind of a gangster. It feels like you should be wearing a gold chain to be driving around in this car, or have a chauffeur or whatever you call it, guys. Not my cup of tea, but hey, you know what? It's got a massive screen in the back. I'd be happy to sit in that back seat as long as it had heavily tinted windows, because this kind of car, it's just, for me personally, it's not my thing. Anyhow, price, it's £102,000. That's starting price. £102,000. That's about you probably pay about $200,000 for this car in Australia. In America, I think they're about $140,000 US dollars base price. That's before you add all the options, which you have to do, really. So, is it actually worth that amount of money? Well, official range is 409 miles. You have plenty of range. It's certainly powerful. It's certainly luxurious. I just think there's cars in China that charge much, much faster, that have much more power, that have additional luxury features that no BMW or Mercedes actually has at this point in time. I've been to China, tested them, I've seen them. Like, you look at the Zeekr 009, the two-seater, with zero gravity seats in there. That thing literally makes first class look like economy class. I mean, first class in that 009 is unbelievable. Then you've got the charging speed. You've got 560 kilowatt charging speed. You've got, to me, that's a true luxury car. To me, this car is like, I I don't know. I don't get it. It's sort of just weird. You have these massive seats in the back, but it's still a sedan. It's very compromised on space. To me, I just don't understand. Like, it's almost set up to be a car you're meant to sit in the back of, but then you can't, as you can see in the images, you can't sit in the back of this thing properly unless you put the front seat down. So you're going to drive around, right, with the front seat pushed down into the windscreen. That's just bizarre. I don't know. I just think it seems like an afterthought. Now, I'm in the minority here. A lot of people love this car. They think the BMW i7 is brilliant. They love it. They think it's fantastic. It's wonderful. To me, it doesn't appeal, but others it does. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let's sum this up. Tesla Model 3 gets the executive winner. Best small car was the Mini Cooper. Best electric family car was the MG4. The best electric small SUV was the Smart 3 or the hashtag 3. The best electric family SUV, which I quite like this car, was the Renault Scenic E-Tech Long Range. Best electric 7-seater was the Peugeot E5008. The best electric estate car or wagon was the BMW Mouthful, so I'll leave it at that. Sports car, the Porsche Taycan, and of course, luxury car was the BMW i7. Now, finally, the Reader's Choice Award. This is a baffling one. Now, there was a 12-car shortlist. I'll give you that shortlist in a minute. Anyway, they picked the Renault, a car that doesn't yet exist, not meant to come out until the end of next year. They picked the Renault 4. Last year, the Renault 5 won. So whoever's designing the Renault 4 and the Renault 5, they're doing a great job. Renault's got to get this car to market as fast as they can. There's clearly a lot of people going, hey, we like this. This is great. As long as Renault make a good car here, there's clearly a lot of people saying, I want to get one of these. But they're seeing some of these images, and to be honest, I think they're being tricked by these concept car versions of the Renault 4. Guys, I hate to break it to your readers of Whatcar. The real thing will not look nothing like this. They'll never make this concept version of the Renault 4. That's what you're voting for. That's not what you're going to get. You're going to have to go and do all those aftermarket things to it yourself, put new suspension on the thing, jack it up, give it a 3-inch lift kit, all that stuff. It won't look anything like this, but I still like this car. It still appeals to me. I think it's pretty cool. What will the Renault 4 get? Well, the Renault 4 will get a larger, apparently, battery pack versus the Renault 3. It'll get a 52 kilowatt hour usable battery, giving it apparently 249 miles of range. I think that's unlikely, but you never know. It could get that. 148 horsepower motor, so pretty small motor. And apparently there will be an all-wheel drive version as well. We just don't have details on that one. In addition to that, there will be a cheaper version of this car. It'll have a 121 horsepower motor, which is about 85, 90 kilowatts, so not a lot of power, but a 40 kilowatt hour battery, very small battery, range of 186 miles. Now, apparently the reason for that model is to bring a cheap version to market that they think people will want, people who don't want to, you live in the UK, you live in London, there's not a lot of places to drive, it's not far to drive to get all around the UK, not a particularly big place, so that might make sense in somewhere like the UK. Anyhow, Reader's Choice, very interesting, hey, to see so many people so interested in getting the Renault 4. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Thanks for watching.